Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes Podcast. I am Kelly Renato, your host, a mom of two, and a fitness and health enthusiast and encourager. I'm on a mission to help moms feel good about themselves, find time for themselves, and get their strength back so that every single day they can show up how they want to. I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed, unhealthy as a mom, anxious, worn out, and never enough. That is why I want to share with you every single week simple choices that have helped me to feel more confident and content. Each week I'll bring you a short dose of inspiration for you and your family, empowering you to show up for yourself, love who you are, and encouraging you to become more intentional every day with your choices so that you can feel stronger, more confident, and fulfilled. Are you ready to truly love who you are? Get out of that rat race, know that you're enough, and follow the path that you want to? It's time to nurture your mind, body, and soul. You get to make this choice every single day, and I want to help you. Let's start today. You ready? Here we go. Hey there, welcome to the Healthy Vibes Podcast. I'm Kelly Renato, and thank you for joining me today. I'm so glad you're here. And today we're going to talk about living with more intention. And a big part of this, my journal is coming out soon. I don't know if it'll be completely out when this podcast is aired, but it's coming. We're in the final stages, and I'm waiting for a proof to come to me, and I'm super excited because intention is really what my journal is based around. And years ago, if you've listened or followed me at all, you know I was at a messy place in my life, which I think we all get to at some point, or we have seasons, we have days. You know, I still have messy days, messy times. It's just life. But I was just in a really, really rough place, and I felt like I was just all over the place, and I was trying to kind of, get what's my purpose? What's my calling? What am I doing? Because at the time I had sold a business. I was not really working, kind of doing some part-time stuff. I was at this point homeschooling my kids. I was helping my parents. I had my hands in a lot of things, and I just felt all over the place, and I needed to find some focus, and it was hard, but I feel like I knew I had learned about, started learning about, morning routines. I was exercising because I always had been. I was praying, reading devotions, but I was just kind of all over the place. And so, the more I was reading about morning routines, and I believe it was when I read Mel Robbins' 5-Second Rule, which is one of my most favorite books. I feel like it was a pivotal point of shift in my life. But I started making myself get up in the morning, and I started little by little creating a morning routine. And a lot of it, I recommend all of her stuff. The book is where I started, and then she had a 30-day free mindset reset program, which was wonderful, one January. And it composes a lot of the practices that we all need, but you just don't do it consistently. Affirmations are good for you, and positive mindset and doing gratitude practice. All of these things are good for us, but it's kind of all over the place. And I did a little bit here and there, and I would feel like I was, making progress, and I'd fall backwards, and I'd feel like I was making progress, and I'd have a terrible day. And, you think if you have a terrible day, I thought I was doing so well, but, that's life. I think a big part of this is accepting that that's life. We do get better and we get stronger, but you're still going to hit bumps in the road, and you're still going to have days you don't handle things how you want, but you get back up and you keep going. And you rest if you need to before you keep going. But as I began getting up early and creating this morning routine, it started with, I feel like in the beginning, I was trying to pause more is what I was doing. And I was starting these intentions without really realizing it. And then I just tried to find a little more quiet time, whether it was in the morning, mostly in the morning, really, because my kids were younger. And then I started kind of adding gratitude practice. And I love that. And I would do that kind of in my morning time. I would usually have a devotion or maybe read something in the Bible. So I would have prayer time in the morning. So I was kind of doing all these, but it wasn't really organized or consistent. But I was doing a little bit of all of it, little by little. And in everything I say, it's all small steps and just little by little adding things in. And that was the progression of everything I was doing was a little bit, little bit, little bit. And so then is when I started creating my own sheet. I was like, I got to do kind of the same thing every morning. Not the same thing, but I wanted to consistently do gratitude practice. I wanted to consistently, read a certain Bible verse or consistently make sure I was planning my day, or I was just trying to create like a more organized morning. And that was where the Daily Motivation Plan came from, which if you've never seen it or used it is on my website. And it's a big part of what everything I do now revolves around, because it was such a big part of my change and my mind change, because I felt healthy physically, but my mind just was a mess. And I realized no matter how much I would strengthen, it would fall back, or I would feel stronger. I'd feel confident and good. And then I would slip back into feeling not enough or unworthy. And I just wanted to improve it. So just like working our bodies, I think we have to work our minds. It's almost like, a fitness routine for your mind or an exercise routine for your mind, whether it's just practicing mindfulness, just practicing, maybe an actual meditation, just finding quiet time, or actually doing these tasks that I'm telling you in the morning. All of it began making my day better. And I could tell, like I would really feel better as I started my day, or I'd feel more focused with certain tasks, or the gratitude would come back to me, later in the day when I got frustrated. I would remember, what I said. And each week I started working on every week or two, I would pick one thing to focus on. This week, I'm really going to try and pause more. This week, I'm really going to try and be more patient. Whatever I would notice that I knew that I personally needed work on myself, and I would pick what it was. Giving myself grace, like I was really beating myself up about stupid stuff. One week it was just letting things go. Like I would notice that I would just hang on to things, and that's so unhealthy. Then there was patience. I worked on that for a while, gratitude, but it became a weekly or every 2 weeks or even a monthly intention. Whatever it was, I would remind myself, and I would focus on it in the morning. I would write it down, or I would just kind of talk it through in my mind. I would pray about it. I would find a verse that related to it. And little by little, I could tell I was living with more intention. I could tell when whatever it was I was working on, maybe it was not overreacting, which I'm still working on that, but I would overreact and I would try and bring myself back. But I'm none of these things do I come to a place where I'm all good, but I've improved. And I have to say, my awareness has improved, which I think is huge, because when you become aware of how things affect your energy, being more intentional, what makes you feel good, what maybe doesn't make you feel good, your life begins to change, because you want the things that make you feel good. You want to feel when you're improving on something. You want these things. You notice when something doesn't affect you well. And it's this slow process, but so worth it if every day you just get up and you start it again. Whatever it is you want to work on. Don't say, I have too many things, I'm not even going there. We all have too many things. You are in the exact same boat. I'm exactly the same. I still have a big, long list of things to work on, but I have to say I've come so far, and I cycle back a lot. Just a few weeks ago, I was working on pausing again, which it's been so long, but I could tell that I was getting caught up in things and juggling too many things. I just needed to pause. And, I have to say this morning when I sat down to do my, the beginning of my week, because at the beginning of my week, and you'll see in my journal, there's a start of the week, it's a page that I created to write all of the stuff that was on my head for the week, because I can't do it all in one day. And that was a big thing. So I would write everything down. I just unload my head for the week. And then at the bottom, I write what my intention is. And as I sat there this morning, I had gone to an online seminar the week before, and several of the talks really, really brought me, just really touched my heart, moved me, like I related to them. And one was about trust, which I know I struggle with that. One was about being vulnerable. I know I struggle with that. And as I sat there this morning praying about, what my intention should be, I felt that it needed to be something different, something new. And I knew ever since I listened to that talk, it kind of had been sitting on me that it was something bigger. Because I had had some struggles in some relationships lately, some really important relationships. Marriage is hard. Raising kids is hard. A lot of things in my life were just hard, and I wasn't handling them well. And as much as I know I have a big heart, I love Jesus, I love my family, I love people, I have a hard time expressing love and vulnerability and really being honest. I do. And I know this. I have a hard time in my close circle, but I really have a hard time with people a little farther because I put my guard up. If something's happened in the past and I've really, not that I feel that I or you or everyone, as Brene Brown always said, and even I think Lisa TerKeurst in one of her books I read was like, not everyone needs to hear your story. You don't have to be vulnerable with everyone. That's not important. You open up to people that you feel comfortable with, people that love you no matter what. Like, that's important. But either way, even the people that are close to us, I'm sure some of you can relate, you still have a hard time expressing like how you really feel, what you're really thinking. And when it comes to a marriage, that makes it hard because the longer you're married, the more responsibilities, the more, just the more things come up that you disagree, parenting. And if you're not communicating, if you're not being honest, there becomes a lot of resistance, a lot of frustration. And as I sat there this morning praying, I could feel it. Because when I feel God is speaking to me, I feel it. Like I almost feel like a resistance to whatever I'm praying about or whatever I'm feeling. And I think the resistance, whether it's me, whether it's, the devil, I feel like he always tries to make you bad, keep you busy, do the wrong things. But I feel like it's hard, it's vulnerable, it's something that's really real. And I knew that this week I needed to focus more on being loving, like truly expressing in a kind, loving way to the people around me. I needed to become more vulnerable. I needed to open my heart and not put my guard up so much. And I knew it. And so as I prayed about it, it was really scary. It was really resisting. But as I kept praying, I could feel myself relax more. And I knew that was what I needed to focus on. And so that is what I'm going to focus on this week. And I feel really good about it. And I just think it's something that's been on me for a while. But living with more intention, I couldn't have done it a year ago. I might not even could have done it 6 months ago. But each week I feel myself improve. I feel myself get stronger. To me, this is self-care. And I feel like I don't feel it's selfish. I feel in order to have better relationships, which is what life's about here on earth, especially if you've chosen to be married, you've chosen to have kids, you have parents, brothers, sisters, you want the best relationships you can have. And I feel like I want to do my best with that. And so every week I want to better myself. I can't change anyone else in the world, but I know that I can work on myself. And the better I work on myself, the better human I am to other people. And to me, living with intention is the pure foundation of helping me to be better in all areas of my life. Your intention could be to walk more this week. Your intention could be call your mom more this week. Your intention could be pray more. Pray with your family more. There's so many things. Whatever it is you feel you want to focus on. But I feel in everyday life anyways, we have to take care of ourselves. The better we take care of ourselves, the stronger we are and the better parent we are, the better spouse we are, the better daughter. Everything is better when you take care of yourself. The better Christian you are, the better human you are. You feel better. You feel better about yourself. So you have to take time for yourself. So that morning time is a huge part of taking care of myself. It helps me get out of bed knowing that I'm going to make a cup of coffee and I'm going to go sit all by myself and work on myself. Gratitude practice, reading a devotion. Who am I going to pray about this morning? What are my top 3 things I'm going to work on today? And what is my intention for this week? I'm remind myself, what is my intention this week? And I have to say, little by little, you can tweak it and make it your own. But as you're consistent and you do it every day, you will notice a change. You will. You will truly notice. You'll get to know yourself more. You'll notice your days going better, your relationships going better. You'll get closer to God. And I feel like when I'm overwhelmed, which I still get overwhelmed, but I feel like I can recover from it better because I just feel like my tools in my toolbox are sharper. I feel that I'm just better to handle these things. Do I have days where I'm a mess crying in the closet? Absolutely. Those things happen because we're human. And you know what? In order to live in the world, you have to interact with other humans. Some of them are teenagers, some of them are kids. There's just so much out there. But I am better equipped when I'm taking care of myself. And even if I am crying in the closet, I can recover. I can take my time. I can let it out. I always eventually come back around, no matter how long it takes. I have bad days. I rest, and tomorrow, the exciting thing about that is I go to sleep, and I know tomorrow's a new day. And that's what I love about the morning. I'm starting fresh. I'm starting a whole new day. I can switch my intention if I want. Maybe because of the day yesterday, I need to work on something different today. So some of the things I think that have helped me become more intentional was when I started with the pause. Learning how to pause more definitely helped me live with more intention because I could pause and think before I just was flying through the day, like nonstop. When you're waking up last minute and you're waking up and everyone else is up and you're rushing through the day, rushing out the door, it's one thing after another. And then the next thing you know, you're exhausted at the end of the day. That morning time, 15, 20 minutes makes all the difference in how your day started. Finding more quiet time. And for me, I found it in the morning in the beginning. That was my place to pause, find quiet time, and to have more time with the Lord and to work on whatever it was I needed. That's where I started. And little by little, it's kind of branched out into the rest of my day here and there, but it started in the morning because that was all I had back then was that 15, 20, and then little by little, I would make it longer because I just liked it so much. So make the time. Small steps. It's always small steps. It's not some big, huge miracle happening. It's small steps every day. And just everyone is always working on themselves. Everyone is a work in progress. Don't look out at the rest of the moms and just because they look good today, their hair's done, nice new shoes, they're on time, their kid looks good. We are all a work in progress. We all have good days and bad days. Work on yourself. Don't compare what's going on with you with someone else. In order to love the rest of the world, love the people around us, enjoy the people around us, we have to love who we are first. Love yourself and know how much God loves you. When you can spend that time in the morning with Him, you realize you are loved more than anyone else in your life. The Lord loves you no matter what. So when you can spend that time with Him, with yourself in the morning, you walk out of the door feeling good about yourself. So I want you to start making that morning routine for yourself. And as soon as this journal comes out, you'll know. If you're not on my email list, get on there so you can see it. Because I've been communicating a lot there. So go to my website, sign up if you're not on there yet. but please, it'll be coming out soon. If you haven't ever used the Daily Motivation Plan, I suggest you go download that. We've revised it a lot since then, but a lot of, it's the same in terms of the basic premise of starting your day. I also suggest Mel Robbins. Her stuff is great for getting you just that kick in the butt to get started and get up in the morning. But I just want you to remember we're all a work in progress and start today with small choices. Small choices every day, consistently, will make all the difference down the road. So your challenge for this week is to plan an intention. Find one intention to focus on for the week. I gave you lots of options: pausing more, patience, exercise, walking, being more grateful, just being more positive. Focus on smiling more if you feel like you've been growling a lot. I do that a lot. I notice that I'm growling when I'm aggravated, when my kids aren't listening, so I'm trying to lighten up and let go and not pick apart everything. So pick something that you want to work on this week. It's all for you. Email me, reach out to me, comment, please leave a review or rating and let me know what you think. But I would love to know what your intention is for this week so you can focus on it. So thank you for being here. Have the best week, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. I appreciate you sharing this time with me today. I am grateful you are here. And if you have anyone that you feel could also benefit from this encouragement, please share it with them today. You can also add a quick review on iTunes, which would mean the world to me and help me just to make this better for each and every one of you out there. I will be here each week, so please be sure to subscribe to the podcast or join me at kellyrenato.com to get the latest episode and more tools to help you on your journey to feel your best and enjoy every single day exactly where you are. I would love to have you join my journey, and let's all add good, healthy vibes anywhere we can, every single day. Enjoy your week and embrace the season you're in, and I look forward to next week. Take care. Bye-bye.